Hello, sports fan, and welcome to the Packs for Breakfast. All young players team. Well, one of them's a rookie. One of them's only in his second full season in the MLB, and Michael Busch. Thought we'd talk about him as well. Very, very good player already in his second season. Had a good rookie year. He did play a little bit with the Dodgers. I think he played like 7 games with the Dodgers or something like that in his initial season. But his rookie status was taken away from him last year when he played a ton of games for the Chicago Cubs. I think he played in like over 150 games for them. So basically, your rookie status is out the door. But Michael Busch, still a very young player. He's only 27 years old. His 26-year-old season is when he kind of broke out. He was picked in the first round, 31st pick overall by the Dodgers in 2019. In 2024, he did have 21 home runs, 65 RBIs, and batted .248 for the Cubs. The Cubs basically acquired him from the Dodgers with Almonte for Ferris and Zephyr Hope. Or Zir Hope, Zyhir. Please tell me how to say that. But that's who he was traded for on January 11th of 2024. He's played pretty well for the Cubs in 2025 so far. He's batting .268 with a home run and 6 RBIs. The Cubs are pretty high on this guy, and they should be. 27 years old. That means he's got, 8 to 10 really good years still left in him. And if he can average 21 home runs over the next 10 years, you're talking about a guy that's going to, belt out, around 250 to 300 home runs, depending on how long he goes. Not a bad career, not a Hall of Fame career, but not a bad career. So far for his career, though, he's played in 193 games, has 24 home runs, 78 RBIs, and is batting .240 in his career. So I think he's well on his way to being a solid MLB player. He might make an all-star team or two in his career, just depending on how good the Cubs teams are. Because it's like every team gets a player. But Michael Busch is definitely worth watching. He had a good rookie campaign. So let's hope he keeps it up, because I still root for the Cubs. I'm a Rockies fan, but I used to be a Cubs fan before we got the Rockies. Now on the other side is Jung. His name is pronounced Jung, not Jung, as I've been saying the whole time is doing this, but it's pronounced Jung. Now this guy is a rookie. He did play a little bit last season. He played he had .241 batting average, no home runs, 3 RBIs in 34 games. So that doesn't show a lot. He was a first round pick, number 12 overall by the Tigers. He's a second and third baseman. He's pretty weak at third base by what I hear defensively. Last year, he was ranked 81st best prospect by Baseball America. So he's right now, he's on the 40-man roster for the Tigers, but he's not up in the majors. In spring training this year, he only had 1 home run. He only had 4 hits in 33 at-bats. He had 37 total plate appearances. So that's a batting average of 121. Really, there were some places that were on that Tigers roster that were really open for him to kind of jump into and become at least, a bench player, where if somebody gets hurt, he could be the guy that jumps in. But he struggled in spring training. Now, the good thing is this year in AAA, he's playing in Toledo. He's batting .306. He's got 2 home runs, 2 RBIs in 10 games. So maybe he's fighting the batting stroke for them. He's only 24 years old, so he's still a kid. He's still got, I'd say he's still got 2 or 3 years. You can still kind of bounce him around the minors and the majors. They love his they love his discipline at the plate. That is something that they are very high on. He has pretty good power to all fields, but he's a little bit weak he's a little bit weak of a defensive player. He can be an above average hitter is what they're thinking, but he might be a below average fielder because he really struggles at third base. So that can kind of hold you back. If you're a liability in the field and you only have an above average bat, that can push you behind somebody who is really good in the field with just an average bat. Because it's like if you're giving up runs because you're making errors at third, the other guy, he can make up for the fact that he may not be as good of a hitter as you by not letting as many runs score, by letting the ball get past him or making dumb throwing errors. So we'll have to hope that Jace Jung gets a little bit better in the field. Maybe keep him at second is kind of what they're thinking. He just doesn't seem to be able to make the throws from third to first. So he struggles a little bit there. Like I said, still young, but it is a concern. He does have decent power. This is a guy that probably could hit 20 to 30 home runs for your team. Although playing at the ballpark that he does, that is tough. It's like, Detroit's Major League ballpark is not an easy place to hit home runs. It's not like hitting at Coors Field. So basically, when all of it is said and done, right now Jace Jung is he's back at Toledo. He's still technically on the 40-man roster, but he's getting a little bit of getting a few more at bats, a few more swings. And injuries happen throughout the year, so I'm sure we'll see Jace Jung up back with the Tigers before we know it. Michael Busch on his way to being a pretty good player there for Chicago, pretty solid, if not maybe kind of a star. So we'll keep an eye on him going forward, and that's All-Star for now.